open our hearts into the living presence of our divine creator, centering ourselves upon the vast and limitless ocean that is God's spirit within us. We have been formed like portals to engage in the fullness of God's presence. And we offer thanksgiving and the holy opportunity to engage fully into the life-giving breath that is Abun. The breath that brings freedom from all things of a spiritual nature, from all forms of deceit, that we move with holy integrity and understanding, clarity, wisdom, and discernment. And tonight I'd like to begin and establish an intention for the direction we'll go within this meditation to help people understand, because I know that many times I say, allow for a slower and more gentle breath to enter into you, but I want to walk you through that so that you understand the nature and progression of developing and extending the length of the breath intake, and then surrendering into the exhale in the process of release. As you surrender those things that may rise within you into the fullness of the divine and life-giving breath that is rising within you, surrendering it completely, but remaining in complete and total trust through the breath. So that as you breathe deep, you breathe with holy trust, but you don't fill yourself to overflowing to the point where you hard stop, then exhale. And you don't reach the bottom of the exhale in a form of distress where you make a hard stop and then breathe in. There is a gentle progression rising. And most people tend to breathe in that 1 second range of one breath is 1 second, they exhale in a second, they breathe in a second, they exhale in a second. And like my normal progression is somewhere around about 30 seconds on the intake and 30 to 40 seconds on the exhale, sometimes down to 15 seconds on the exhale if there's a lot to release. And what I'd like to do is walk you through that gently. And then from within that breath, I'm also going to help you direct to where you discover divine presence within you. Like for the sake of our beautiful sister that named anxiety, we're going to look to the presence of divinity and breathe into the lower back, breathe into the kidneys and adrenal system of the body to replace anxiety with holy trust. So this is where we'll go in the breath. So if you could just breathe deep. And for those that are new to this meditation, when you hear the term Ahum, it was the word that Yeshua spoke at the very beginning of what was later translated as the Our Father. And the Ahum is speaking to the living, breathing reality of divine presence within us all. So as we breathe the Ahum, we breathe deep within, gently allowing for the breath to ascend, slow on the inhale. And there's no maximum time, there's no minimum time. There's just you allow for a slow and gentle increase of the breath and the intake. And as you reach that point where you're about to fill, you just gently rotate into the exhale. And any thought that comes into the mind, as you exhale, you release it into the fullness of divine grace. Exhaling completely. And in this next breath, I'm going to breathe with you, and I'll time out the breath so you know that where we are as we breathe in. Five seconds in. 15. On the 20 in the inhale, the breath cycles and begins to exhale. allowing for a gentle release, allowing for divinity to control the pace with which the breath enters in and expresses out. Residing in holy trust. Allow for the breath to expand from within your lungs, reaching deep into the diaphragm, extending below the rib cage and expanding outward. Once again, exhaling in complete and total trust. Yahweh's holy presence draws you deep into the blessed release, to be poised to receive the new breath of life within you, breathing deep. You feel the breath entering in, yet you also feel the breath rising from within you to greet the air of the earth. From within, it expands in all directions. You breathe in gentleness, exhaling once again in trust. And breathing in. Ten seconds in. 20 seconds in. 25. Exhale, gentle release, surrender and trust once again. Yahweh, God and Creator, we return to the base of this breath in total release. Breathing deep, we recognize your presence from within our minds, overtaking the thoughts of our day, allowing for our mind to become a place of silence and peace within you, allowing for the holy answers you provide to rise and bring rest to the thoughts of our minds, consideration of our hearts, and any concerns we hold for others. In the exhale, we release and surrender all unto you. In this next breath, allow for the sensation and knowing of the breath that is within you, and also the increase of breath that rises to greet the air of the earth. Allow for this to expand in all directions, breathing gently. On the increase, the breath comes in with an ascension mindset, immersing ourselves directly in the living presence of God, awakened to the fullness of that which is God within, exhaling in complete and total trust. On this next breath, we prepare our hearts to follow divinity to any places that we have held concerns within our bodies, but we will begin first in allowing the breath to enter in, gently receiving the breath within you, and allow for the breath to descend to your lower back and let it fill. Envision the filling of the lower back, expanding into the kidneys and rising into the adrenals at the lower rib cage, breathing gently to this space. Exhale and release all anxieties or fear. Becoming present in this moment now, remembering Creator's presence within this breath. As you cycle to return into the breath that comes in, you breathe gently, allowing for the breath to descend to this region once again, and then reach to the abdomen, expanding from the back into the abdomen. Exhale in total trust. Breathing deep once again, allowing for the posture and alignment of your body to be drawn up from the center of your crown, the head, gently lifting your spine and opening your breath, expanding into the lower back and into the abdomen. Breathing out. Hebrandolo mio randre klibi andre kine kustandro kurotro habundla kherema. Pari andanum kuriel umbrioto tabash. Breathing gentle. Havund lala biandre. Expanding into the lower regions, reaching into the abdomen, and then a rise and ascension into the chest, expanding. The breath gently cycles into the exhale, surrender into release. Feeling your body unified within the living breath that is God within. The holy presence of God preceding you in wisdom, balance, discernment, peace, clarity, purity, pure divine love, and above all, authenticity. So we choose to be authentic in the nature of that which is God's presence within us, the authenticity governing the manner in which we surrender that divine love would flow through us, so that all might know the purity and love that comes from our Creator. As we are fully immersed in the living reality that it is God within that both compels and strengthens us, provides for us, and precedes us. We are in holy trust, breathing deep. And with this breath, we are severed from all ties of the past to be present in this moment now. In the exhale, trust overtakes the fullness of our being, trust in the living Creator that formed us, trust in the author of all things that we visibly see, all things that are beyond our sight, all things that are governed within each breath we receive. We embrace as one to remember and know ourselves not as separate beings, but perfectly unified as one in the spirit of our living Creator. We are blessed in this moment, recognizing and knowing that with each breath that enters in through our bodies, we are expanded to a deeper and more expressive length of breath. The breath expands throughout all of our being, reminding us that the origin is present within. We are freed from the desire to seek the world in lack. We are moved to the place of coming from abundance within, balance and order in the time and commitment we extend within our lives, our daily working lives, our association with others, balance and order to allow for times of silence and listening. We breathe in holy silence. We are trust manifest. We are purity and made whole. We are governed through holy compassion, charity, and the purity of all that reflects the nature of our God and Creator. Yahweh Elohim ilelemi wandere kitayu. Yahshua le mekael mu kore etendre hinamai. Avon sala elmai kuntala ki payan nunakaluya. Yahweh Elohim, the holy name that was given, that we might call upon it any time we are in need or distress. In the calling upon this name, we are freed from all distress as we welcome in the holy invitation as extended by Yeshua to immerse ourselves in the living reality of our provider, our sustainer, in Yahweh Elohim, and breathing the life-giving breath that is Avon from within. Blessings upon you all as you enter into your time of rest. May you be filled to overflowing with fullness of restoration, clarity, and discernment in all that you face. And we breathe as one. Amen.